like, people be like,
Sorry, I farted.
Hello, everyone. How you guys doing today, wherever you're from in this beautiful world? Welcome to another Tuesday. Tuesday. It would be, I guess, considered a Thanksgiving edition. Want to welcome the panel today. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Bumpy Roll Brews. Chadeo. We got Bounty and Blake and Big Daddy here. We got the whole family here. This is great. We got Mrs. Lori Sparkle Finzer. Cheers to you. Art by Sparkle. Yes. And Beer Man here, of course. Cheers to anyone else that comes in on the chat side. Wow. Look at that. We got Ryan's beer reviews. Cheers, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Right on. And cheers to everyone else that pops on in. Thank you for your support. Let's go ahead and start this off with Bumpy. Let's just do the show and tell first. And I'm going to bring all y'all up. Let's do this. Cheers. All right.
Bumpy.
Cheers. All right. Well, I'll show the cheese first in the package. This comes from Summersdale. It says, or Summerdale, not Summersdale. It says best of British, and it's a smoked cheddar cheese. It says enjoy me with chilled beer. I need to learn to read. It says perfectly paired to enjoy with your favorite IPA or amber ale. So I will take this out of the package after that. Showing you what beer I brought. I brought an IPA, and this is a beer I pick up for every Thanksgiving. Going back a number of years.
Nice.
From Seneca Brewing Company. It's the Hop Slinger IPA, coming in at 7% ABV. Says this beer is brewed in honor of Sergeant Ezekiel. There we go. Hop, when not keeping his men hydrated for battle, he was known for blasting his enemies with hops when ammunitions were low. So just like Sergeant Ezekiel, we blasted this beer with dry hops in order to give its juicy flavor, featuring notes of orange peel and citrus. There we go. Slightly malt backbone. Let's pour it. There's no date of when it was canned. There you go. It's kind of an unfiltered look to the IPA. You can see through it still, just kind of a little fuzzy. It's got a white kind of soap sudsy to frothy head. And yeah, nice kind of amber color to it.
Oh, it's great. Awesome. Cheers, Bumpy. Right on, man. Thank you. All right.
Let's get on for the rest of the night.
All right. Let's get on to Chadeo. Thank you, Bumpy. Cheers.
Cheers.
Chadeo.
Something you gotta warn me before you bring this up. I think this is hysterical. Bumpy and I are on the same exact page, a little different. Mine is an English cheese from Westminster. It is a smoked cheddar.
Awesome.
Didn't even know that he's bringing a smoked cheddar. That's great. Haven't cut it yet, but here it is in the block. Looks great. Love the rind. And as for my beer, it is from San Antonio, Texas, from Weathered Souls Jamaican style French press Imperial Stout, 12% ABV.
Wow.
Been sitting on this one for a while. No date on it, but I've had it probably for a good year. So crack it open.
Cool.
Oof. All right. Oh, spilled a little bit. That's okay.
Ooh, that's black. That's motor oil.
Get your motor running. That's what it looks like. Can't even see through. Oh yeah, this would have worked tomorrow night too. But yeah, black is
looks like coffee
as it gets, but a one finger dark brown, fudgy looking, frothy head. There it is. Cheers.
Nice. Cheers.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
There
Thank
it
you,
is.
Chadeo. That looks really good, actually. Yeah. All right, so we got the 3 dudes here. Gonna bring them up. Here we go. Cheers.
All right, I'll go first. The cheese I chose is an Australian aged cheddar called Old Croc. It's got I took a nibble of it earlier. It's a nice grainy cheddar. And then the beer I chose is a Sweet Josie Brown Ale from Lone Rider. This is a 6.1%. Says this American Brown Ale is a complex beer balancing a nice hop bitterness with a generous amount of chocolate and aromatic malts.
Ooh, awesome.
So I'll pour
Right.
it.
Also dark, but not
Whoa.
whoa.
I probably poured that a little rough, but we got 3-finger head on that thing. It
Oh, yeah.
frothed up there pretty
Beautiful.
good. But it's really, really a lot browner than I thought it was going to be. I've never had it before, so I wanted to try it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Awesome. Cheers. Are you guys gonna do 3 separate ones or? Oh, okay, cool. All right,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah, this was kind of sprung on me the other day about the beer and cheese tasting, and I said, "Well, I know I love smoked Gouda.
All right. Yeah.
That's what I got. It's a real mild smoked cheese,
That's a very
and I am a purist on my beer. I love Miller Lite. That's about the only beer I drank, and
Right
so
on.
I chose this Bitburger, the German beer, and it's I call it Miller Lite on steroids. But
Yeah.
I love them both. I don't know how they're going to go together, but we'll see.
Cool. Excellent. Bitburger's great. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that Boar's Head Gouda, one of my favorites.
Yeah. All right.
This is good beer right here.
Yeah, that's probably good for now.
Sure
You
is.
Yeah, that's very thin, as y'all probably already know. I'm hard to fool and easy. I mean, hard to please and easy to fool on this beer. I know what you got.
Yeah. All right. I
That's
got
good.
this is a caramella cheese. It says the rich flavor of an aged Gouda blended with familiar notes of Parmesan.
Okay.
Ooh.
Never quite heard of it, but it sounded really good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a hard, it smells a lot like Parmesan.
Mhm.
Then I'm a big fan of the Oktoberfest Marzen, and I'm a big fan of Left Hand Brewing. So we got the Left Hand Oktoberfest because I haven't actually tried theirs. Whoop, there we go.
That's a good
Oh,
one. Yeah,
great.
they're from not too far from me. They're from my area.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Great brewery.
You had that one before.
Not this particular one.
Okay, it's not that dark. is
Yeah,
it?
it's one of my favorite Meritzens. So
Mm.
Yeah, they're pretty traditional with it.
I don't believe I've had this one.
nice pour there.
Beautiful. Wow.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, guys. All right. We'll get back to you. Thanks, man. Cheers. Let's go ahead and get on to Sparkle on, see what she has.
Well, I tell you what, I needed a big beer. We're having 17 people for Thanksgiving.
Oh my lord.
Wow.
I made 9 pounds of cheese balls
Mm.
so I can give some away. So I went with something pretty basic. I have a 24-ounce can of Foster's,
Yes.
and I'm probably going to drink all of it.
Is that the lager? Yeah.
Is that old
Yeah,
king?
it's the lager. It was brewed October 23, so it's pretty darn fresh. And we're all smoking tonight because I have Boar's Head smoked Gouda.
Oh,
Yay!
Wow.
good cheese.
Definitely agree.
I was like, what am I gonna put with this? I was gonna bring my cheese ball out and do that. I thought, nah, I'll just do this. So
Find something you like, stick with it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
there you have it.
Cool.
Let me
That's great.
pour this beer. All right, see if I can hold the can. It's
Gotta
heavy.
have two hands now.
It is heavy. Okay. Pull tab. Oh my gosh.
Wish I
Okay.
was there, I'd help you.
I'm gonna stand back from my
And I'd eat some
laptop
of that
here.
cheese ball too.
There you go.
Oh God, Angie.
That is a
Oh,
heck of a head on
almost
that
to the
thing.
top. Nice
Whoa.
and clear. Okay, mine is 4 fingers. I know that'll settle down, but that looks pretty good.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's
You're
great.
not getting hung over tomorrow with all that head.
I
There we
You
go.
got too much to do tomorrow.
All right.
gotta
Well,
use
thank
2
you.
hands to carry
Yeah,
this.
that's a big fatty. All right.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Angie says that makes me constipated just thinking about it. 9 pounds of cheese balls.
I know, right? Right? Yeah, I almost brought it out. And I thought, yeah, I'll just go through this. So,
All right, Sparkle. Thank you. Cheers.
yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Hey. Oh, look at hair. Bad hair day. All right.
I feel
So
your
I'm
pain.
going-
Hear me
I
out.
almost had a smoked Gouda as well, but I ended up going a little hotter. I got their Castello's Chipotle Gouda. And it
All
comes
right.
in
All right.
the
Wow.
package, then it has like the wax. So I had to break the wax off of it, and this is it here. It's got all the little Chipotle flakes in it.
Oh
Oh, yum.
Smells really, really good. And then we're gonna go ahead and pour. I'm gonna pair this with paid $3.50 for this. It's Narwhal's 2023 Narwhal from Sierra Nevada. It's their
Nice.
Imperial American Stout, 10.2%. So
Whoa. My kind of beer.
Oh, the Norwal. Yeah.
yeah,
You too.
My
Mhm.
kind of beer.
I thought you were gonna pull out something like this. Then you
Well,
brought
I
out the
didn't
box, I was
get
all,
to
"Ooh."
the store. That was the problem.
Oh, okay. Well, there's
Too
that.
busy
That's
cooking.
nice looking stout there. It's a great beer too. I haven't had it in a while. Cheers. Right on.
Yes.
Get back to myself.
Cheers.
All right, let's go ahead and bring up Bumpy for the full review. Cheers. Again, we say cheers a lot here.
We do.
Yeah.
Cheers.
So I was already smelling on this beer, sipping on this beer, and I can tell you it's definitely not fresh.
You cheated.
Oh
Dang
no.
And I cheated too.
You always cheat.
He did. I do not. Oh,
Do
yeah.
nothing. Yeah, it's it doesn't have that orange peel and citrusy notes like it was talking about on the back here. It definitely has the malt backbone to it though. Like there's maybe like an orange marmalade type, but very, very faint. Other than that, it just kind of smells a little bit like bread crust.
Smell like water.
All right. I take a sip now. Cheers.
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 It's medium body, kind of low side moderate carbonation. It is very drying to the palate. It does have some like kind of citrusy note to it, but it's a lot of malt presence. It's like biscuity malt presence. Bitterness on it, I would say, is it's a bit lower than moderate, but it does have a bitterness there, and it is lingering. Probably drinks more like a heftier pale ale than an IPA at this point. Definitely the worst that I've ever tasted it.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's
man.
usually a lot fresher. Like I said, there's no statement on it as far as when it was canned, but yeah, it's definitely fallen off. For the cheese, now I did take it out of the package, try not to stab my dog in the face with my knife. It does have a nice smoked rind on it. It smells like kind of sweet. It almost has this like cake smell to it. And then there is that smokiness. Almost smells like I've had a cheese that was smoked here in New Hampshire, and it was smoked on corn cobs. It almost has that corn cob like smoky kind of thing going.
Oh,
Kind of get a little bit of almost like a tinniness, but very, very light. So it's not overly done. So it smells pretty good. You know, the kind of a sweet, cakey cheddar. So let's go ahead and eat this piece here that has rind on it.
cheesers.
Cheezers.
Yeah, so that's got a bit too much of that kind of smoke going with the rind. That tinniness or whatever kind of flavor. Let me get a better piece. That's better. Milder smokiness. Still reminds me of that kind of corn cob smoke thing. There is kind of a sweetness to this cheese, like a sweet butter. It's not like a super funky cheddar. It's got a little bit of a bite to it. I think it says extra sharp or whatever the heck it says on the back. Extra sharp English cheddar with hints of sweet smokiness. Yeah, so that's what it is. But I wouldn't call this like the most sharpest cheddar. It does have a bit of a drying effect to it. Kind of probably crumble if I go. Well, that just fell apart. Yeah, let's try to. Yeah, it just kind of crumbles apart. So let's see how it goes with this old beer.
Cheddar.
Cheers.
Cheers.
For cheese.
Yeah, it goes fine. The cheese is still coming through from the beer. It did kind of almost enhance the bitterness just slightly, real quick, and it fell off. That nice kind of like there's like a sweet cake, almost like a vanilla cake like flavor to this cheese. That popped right after the bitterness fell off of the beer. So some of that maltiness and stuff is mixing well with the flavors of the cake. I almost said flavors of the cheese. It's so cakey. So let's take a sip real quick and then just take another bite. Cheesers again.
Cheers.
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 Cheezers.
It's of course better cheese before beer. That was just like drinking beer than eating cheese. So there you go.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Bumpy. Right on.
Yeah.
Sorry that your beer was old. Damn it.
Yeah, it's my Thanksgiving beer too, so that sucks.
Man.
Yeah.
No.
That sucks, dude.
It does.
All right, man. Well, let's get on to Chadeo. Again, thank you, Bumpy. Hello, Chadeo.
Hello, yo. So cheese is cut up. It kind of fell apart a little bit when I cut it. Made a mess. Made a mess on the cutting board, but yeah, it looks really good. When I was cutting it, I could smell it, and holy cow, this is like smoked to the nines. So, yep. So we'll take a look at it again. There it is. You can see the rinds. What's on this side? There it is. Rinds kind of like Bumpy's. Kind of a smoky rind.
Or smoke.
Kind of a butter in color, I guess I could say. Cheese. A little yellowish white. Get a nose on her.
Nosers.
Noser.
Nosers.
There it is.
Nosers.
I'm just getting to smoke. Like this thing is like smoked. Smoked. Yeah, but it's just. Let's see what they used because it says it right here. Oak chips. Yeah, I'm definitely getting the oakness from it. So, yeah. All right, cheese. Give it a try.
Cheezers.
We're gonna be up here like he big motherfucker.
As you eat it, gets Alex's favorite word, creamy. But the smoke is there through and through. But the finish smooths out very nice. Like this cheese is outstanding. I'm glad I paid, I don't know, $6-7 for it. Yeah. Good cheese. Now for the Jamaican style French press imperial stout. It's here in the glass.
You're making me thirsty.
Yeah.
You're making me thirsty too.
Beat me to it.
Getting a lot of bitterness in the aroma. Fresh coffee. A little chocolate in there too. Smells good. I'm gonna get this in me. Cheers.
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 Yeah, it's like fresh pressed coffee with some chocolate. I would say it's almost kind of like a Bourbon County Stout. That's Friday though, but yeah, it's nice, heavy flavor, thick. You get the coffee, the roasted coffee. You get some sweetness, some chocolate in there. Yeah, it's pretty darn good. Get comfortable. Guess we'll do beer and cheese. Yeah, it's a tasty beer. So I'll do cheese before beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wow. The beer just absolutely overpowered the cheese. Like it's a thick beer, and I felt like I was chewing the beer. Like, wow. I don't know how I feel about that. That stinks.
It almost looked like you need to chew that beer.
I know. It felt like I was chewing the beer. I don't know about the cheese before the beer. So I guess we'll try the other way. Beer then the cheese.
Yeah, and cheers again.
Cheezers again.
Cheezers and everything else.
Okay. That kind of works. There it is. Kind of works. You get the smokiness in there, along with a little bit of the coffee and the chocolate, but should have done better with this pairing. So I guess I'll do this next time around.
So where it goes.
Yeah.
All right, man. Cheers, Chadeo. All right. We got the gang next. Here we go.
All right. So we doing cheese first or cheese first, right?
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want, really.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll tell you what. I want to show this because this is a good aged cheddar. You can't squeeze it into like a ball. See how it's crumbling? And it has that good grainy, that age to it. So as far as you can smell the age on it. I don't know how to explain that. It smells like cheddar cheese, but it smells like a dusty cheddar. Yeah, I mean that's about all I can explain about that. Now, as far as the beer goes, this is from Raleigh. North Carolina. And this is complete chocolate on the nose. I mean, that's about it. I'm getting, it's almost like a chocolate malt type aroma coming off of it. So let me try a little bit of the cheese. You can see the tiny bubbles in the head are still holding up here.
Mm-hmm.
So let me try a bite of cheese.
Cheesers.
Cheesers.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Can you taste the age?
Oh yeah, and you get that little grainy, off of a good aged cheddar. Man, I haven't had a good one in a long time. Nutty flavor coming through on the cheese, but it's not sharp. It's not like a sharp cheddar. It's more like a creamy cheddar. Of course, it's white, but so hey, I'm gonna try the cheese and the beer.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Found something.
Now this beer, even though it's dark, it drinks a lot lighter than the color. So it's leaving, and the cheese is very strong in flavor. So it's actually complementing each other pretty good.
Awesome.
So I'll do, I guess, beer then cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a cheers again.
Cheers.
Chevy Chase.
Really, the only difference I get when I do the beer then the cheese is I get more chocolate, that chocolate note. And when I do the cheese and put the beer on it, it kind of kills the chocolate note. But the beer's still good. It's still a good brown ale. So there we go.
Awesome.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Well, like I showed a while ago, I've just got the smoked Gouda. To me, it's a very creamy, sweet cheese. You can detect the smoke in there, but it's not a heavy smoke, as you can tell from this rind. It's just a lighter. I love this cheese, and like I said, this is my Miller Lite on steroids. That's the kind of beer I drink is Miller Lite. The reason I like it, it's got a little kick, a little bitter kick. And now this has got a lot more bitter kick. But probably I'm not a beer drinker as far as it goes. I mean, I got one beer I like, and the reason I like this one, I guess the hops is what makes it bitter.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, it can.
Yeah, it's a little more hoppy or something. But and then once you get past that little bitter on this Bitburger, I mean, you're right back to almost like Miller Lite. Now, I've never tried them together. Let me get a little beer and then a little cheese.
Cheers.
Jesus.
Cheers.
It's definitely good. I like it. It would be better if I had me a glass of wine. But wine to me goes a lot better with cheese. But
now you're talking.
It seems like the Gouda knocks that bitter down a little more. But I'm still tasting them both. It's good. I like it. It really is.
Awesome. Oh, that's great. 2 winners so far. Let's see if you have a winner.
All right. Yeah, so this is that caramella cheese that's like a cross between a aged Gouda and Parmesan. It says aged 12 months, which I was excited about because I love really, really strong flavored cheese. And then obviously, pretty traditional Oktoberfest Märzen, style lager here. I think I always get like a pretty kind of caramely, or I kind of interpret it that way with the Oktoberfest, kind of like the heavy malt which I'm a big fan of, and so hopefully this will go well. Let's see.
Nice.
Have you tasted it yet?
No, I have not tasted either yet, so
Okay.
I didn't cheat. Let's see.
Jesus.
Okay. It's a lot sweeter than I was expecting. Because yeah, like the sweetness from the Gouda, but then it has like the really sharp kind of Parmesan flavor. It's a lot harder than a Gouda, but it's a lot less dry. It's not as dry as a Parmesan. So very, very, very good. All right. And then the beer.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Years.
Oh, that's good.
You like it?
Mhm.
I love an Oktoberfest. Oh, I can already tell these are going to go really great together. That sweetness and the sharpness. Okay, so cheese first.
Cheers.
Beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it almost seems dry at first, but then it kind of like melts like butter in your mouth. Yeah, great, great combo. Because the sweetness complements, but then that kind of Parmesan flavor of the cheese still stands out. Really good.
Oh, wow. Oh, that sounds great.
All right.
Well, thank you guys. That was some great reviews there. Good stuff. You guys all won it and did a grand slam tonight. All right. We're going to go ahead and get on to Miss Lori Sparkle Finza.
Okay.
Here's you.
Well, the froth went down. I just had to add a little bit more. It's still kind of bubbly. There's a sweetness to that.
Oh, she got a sweet beer.
Kind of has a distant apple in here. And I've not done Foster's for a long time, so it doesn't smell very hoppy, which is good for me. It doesn't smell very bitter. It smells just kind of sweet. It's the only thing I can really detect on that. Very mild. Probably one of the most mild ones I've had. And of course, I've been doing all these pumpkin beers and flavored beers, and so this is very different. Very light. Very, very light. I'll be surprised if the cheese doesn't go well with it. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so got some cheese. This. Smells sweet. Now this is the Gouda, the smoked Gouda and cheddar combo. Has a very sweet smell. Not a strong cheesy smell, and a slight smokiness.
Cheesers.
Cheesers.
Very creamy. Very buttery. Fairly light on the smoke. It doesn't fall apart. It takes a while to get it to bend. Super buttery, which I like.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, let's try this with the beer.
Cheers.
Chippers.
I bet you'll like it.
I think I will. Interesting. It actually brought the sweetness out in the beer.
Mm.
Takes any of that hoppiness away. I wouldn't say that. I mean, the cheese you taste more than the beer, but it's not a bad combination. Like, all right, let's do this.
Jesus.
It's a good blend. The cheese still kind of is stronger than the beer because this beer is so mild. But you know, to put them together, it's okay. I think I'd probably go something like a Munster with the Fosters.
Yeah.
Only because the beer or the cheese pretty much takes over.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, because of the smokiness. But the texture is wonderful. It's not a bad combination. It's not a failure. So I think we're okay with that.
That Munster's buttery too. That's got kind of a buttery feel to it, texture.
Yeah, and it's a
lighter.
little lighter without that smoke. And if
Mhm.
you want to feel like you're doing a light beer and a light cheese, you know, that would be a good combo too.
Sure.
But this is okay. I mean, it's passable.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Lori. Cheers. Chabeers and all that goes with that.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
It's me. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and I like to do the beer first. Just because then you have the cheese and you get, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I like to do the beer. So we're gonna go ahead and do this Narwhal Imperial Stout. It's a 10.2% ABV. I don't know what the IBUs are, but it is an American stout from what I recall. Kind of smells like one too. A little hoppier, a little more abrasive, a little more robust. It's got a nice creamy head. Very dark black, dark brown, let's say, but it looks black. Looks oily, and this that. Looks like dirty oil in a car. Change that oil. It poured about maybe a finger and went down. It's holding good head retention. Really soft and creamy head. Very and it's a nice kind of a khaki, a deeper khaki color ahead, but very small, almost nitro-like bubbles. I can't see through it, so I don't really know what's going on. It does when I roll back and forth. I can kind of see the carbonation. It is kind of a medium low rising bubble on the carbonation level. Yeah, so if it's holding ground like that, you're obviously got good grain, good malt bill in there. You got a good carbonation. It's picking that shit up. You know, it's just keeping it going. Let's go ahead and smell this. Nosers.
Nosers.
Sniffers. Yeah, it's definitely Americanized. It's got that coffee and dark chocolates coming kind of swirling around in my nose. Kind of a caramel-esque kind of sweetness. Not really hoppy. Definitely robust, coffee forward. Dark, deep baker's chocolate. Does have a little bit of sweetness in there. Almost like coffee with with sugar and no creamer. That caramel's really nice in this. It really smells good. I've had this, but it's been a while. So let's go ahead and do this. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's lovely. You'd never know this was a 10-2. That's a strong beer too, you know. And this is wow. Really nice dry finish. It sets off dry just perfectly. Allows you to taste the sweetness of it, all the flavors, and dries off perfectly in the finish. The body is a medium-ish kind of body. The mouthfeel is somewhat creamy. It does have a little bit of a acrid kind of ashy kind of dark chocolatey astringency. Sweeter, definitely, but then like I said, dries off. I am getting a little bit of like raisin or plum, some kind of like that darker fruit notion coming out of it. Brown sugar comes to my mind. Maybe even a little slight hint of molasses, but a very light, watered down molasses.
Nice.
When they make me one.
Very nice beer. Very nice beer. That's what I got there. I think that might go well. You know, Chipotle is a smoked pepper. So we're on the roll here with this smoked cheese thing tonight. Yeah. This is, it's so phenomenal. It smells so good. It's got a sweetness. It's got that creamy dairy cow kind of like milkiness. Very nice. The Gouda really comes through well on this. And then the Chipotle peppers, it's got kind of a sweet, you don't really get like spicy, but you get like a sweetness. You get like a, I don't know. I guess you can kind of say there's a little vegetal in there as well from the peppers. But it really seems like it's melded well with the cheese, with the cheddar. There's like a slight salty, slight sweetness. Very soft cheese. It just kind of dangles. Doesn't not breaking. Very soft, medium. I don't know where I'm going with that. Just kind of a medium. Like if you want to look at it like a medium cheddar or a softer cheddar, it's kind of like that. Smells good. Okay, let's eat it. Cheesers.
Cheeser.
Excuse me. God. Very soft in the mouth. Mushes in your mouth. Just softens with the heat of your mouth. It's very pasty on the palate, pasty on the tongue. Almost like it just kind of melts. And you start to get that kind of sweet smokiness from the Chipotle pepper. And it's a subtle heat. I think if I eat more of this, it's going to get hotter in the finish. But it's almost like it's got a crunch to it. Maybe that's the peppers in there or something, but there is some kind of like a weird crunchy feeling. Like cheddar's with that. Oh, it's starting to build up.
Sneaking up on you.
Yes, it is.
Baby.
Sneaking up.
That's really hitting hard.
Mhm.
All right, we're going to go cheese before beer. That's why I like to do beer. I should have probably told you guys that, but you guys did an excellent job. Yeah, I like to do the beer, and then you just take the cheese, and then you take the beer, so you don't have to go back and forth. Let's mush this in the mouth. Let's get it going. Come on. Boy, that's really building up with heat. You just want something to wash that heat off. Ooh. Ooh.
It matter.
That brought the pepper out.
Oh, okay.
Really?
It washed away the Gouda and left the pepper. And the heat is kind of hitting me harder now. That it's almost like the cheese was smoldering the heat in my mouth. And then once I washed away that cheese, all that pepper started to bite me. And it's like, wow. It's really hot right here. Like I'm getting really hot there. It's so enticing though. I want to keep eating it. I like that cheese so much. It's so good. Oh my God.
It was like me and your atomic pepper that time. It hurt me, but I had to keep eating it.
Yeah, right?
Really?
Beer before cheese. What's cool about this is it's such a strong beer that it still kind of resides in your mouth. The flavors of the stout, kind of in the back, but the cheese is like being crunched up in the front. So it's leaving this like weird, and you still got the heat. So you got that beer, meets up with the cheese. This is a good both way kind of cheese beer mix. And it meets up with everything, and then goes down, and then the cheese kind of like extinguishes everything, all the flavor of the beer. It just pushes the beer out of your mouth, and then all of a sudden you're tasting the cheese again in the finish.
Nice.
It's kind of crazy. That is a really good mix. My mouth is on fire right now, a little bit.
Wow.
Just
Have you ever had Mexican chocolate that has the ancho chilies?
It's kind of like that. I just had a stout.
That's
with
what I
those
was thinking.
chilies. Yeah. Stone makes one like a Mexican stout.
Mm-hmm.
That was another one I had, gave me diarrhea for like all day long.
Oh dear.
Yeah, there was.
There you go.
Not trying to
Yeah,
tell you all
I
my
had one
problems.
too.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for some of those Mexican chili hot chocolatey kind of stouts.
Yeah.
All right, so that's that. We're gonna get back to Bumpy, get his last thoughts, and all you guys. So let's go ahead and do that. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I get this beer every year, and it's a shame that it's definitely old. The interesting thing about it is at least it doesn't taste like a hop tea. You know, when IPAs and stuff start to fall off real bad, they get this real tea like flavor. And at least this one doesn't do that. It's just showcasing more of the malt out of it. It's just not as hoppy as it usually is. So I'd say it's still good. The cheese is probably one of the better smoked cheddars that I've had. I haven't had many. It's probably like, I don't know, my fourth smoked cheddar that I've ever had. But out of those, this one at least has a smokiness that blends better with the cheese itself versus just being overly smoked. And that's all you're getting. And like I mentioned, that kind of tinny flavor. I don't know how else to explain it. I know it's some weird, like, tannic flavor from smoke or something like that. But yeah, the tinniness is just on the rind part. I've had smoked cheddars where basically the whole cheese tasted like I was eating like some type of can or something. It was just overly smoky. So yeah, this was pretty interesting. I wish that it was a kind of I don't know. I've had some better English cheddars, I guess, overall. Like, this was kind of a sweeter one. It was kind of like a sweet buttery, kind of reminded me of like a vanilla cake a little bit. So I'd like kind of a sharper, maybe a little bit more of a nuttier type of a cheddar. But overall, I'd say it's still it's very good. It's very good cheese. So the pairing went okay. I would say that if the hop slinger was fresh, it would have been a much better pairing. But yeah, definitely the cheese and the beer combined fairly evenly. The cheese definitely not dominated with its flavor notes on the tail end, which was perfectly fine. So that was nice to kind of just bring back some other flavors other than just a biscuity maltiness from the beer. So yeah, that's it. So we got a good and a very good, and yeah, they worked.
All right, good. Good. Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers.
Thank you, man. All right. Cheers, Chadeo.
Hi. So start out with the Westminster smoked cheddar. It was good, but as Bumpy was saying, he got himself a home run. I got myself a over smoked cheese. I think it's still really good. I really, really like it. I'm probably gonna shred up the rest of it and make spaghetti later. So put that on top of the sauce. Cheese is good. Will I buy it again? if it's on sale. I think I paid like $7 for this thing of cheese, and it's like, all right, if you're on sale for maybe $5, yeah, I'll get it just to kind of have around. But it's good. It's really good. I do like the smokiness and cheese, so that definitely is gonna help with the score of 95. Now for the beer, I had put most of it into a swing top so I can share with my neighbor tomorrow, since he doesn't have to go to work on Thursday since his place of business is closed. But for the what is it? Weathering? Yeah, Weathered Souls Brewing Company, the Jamaican style French press. It's okay. I mean, I'm not a big fan myself. Yeah, it's just okay. I guess I'll give it like an 85. Not really my cup of tea. The combination doesn't matter if I did the cheese first or the beer first or whatever. It didn't work. The beer just completely overwhelmed the cheese, which shocked me because I figured they would have bounced better than they did. So combination 75.
All right.
Wouldn't recommend this combination. Cheers.
Cool. Cheers. All right. That is what we're here for. All right. Thank you, Chadeo. Let us get to these guys.
All right, I'm going to make this quick. If you noticed in the background, I have been nibbling on this and sipping the whole time, and I'm about to be very sad because I only bought one can of that beer. Have you ever had something to eat where you measure your portions out so you make sure you get a bite of each thing?
Yes.
That's what I've done with this. Okay, I have measured it out because I'm about to be sad. The cheese, it's some of the best aged cheddar that I've had without spending like $50-$60, right? I think I paid like $8 for this little block, of cheddar. But that Old Crock, it's aged over 12 months. It is absolutely wonderful. And the beer itself, like I said, on its own, it's a little too chocolate for me. But with that cheese, it tampers that down, and it's just a good, smooth, sweet ale along with that cheese. So for me, this was a 100 like pairing here. I mean, it was perfect together. I think the beer may have been a little too strong on its own for me, but together, spot on.
Excellent.
Well, like I said, I don't venture out very much from the domestic beer, and I found this Bitburger several years ago, and it's a beer that I guess it's a German beer. And it's like I said, it's kind of like Miller Lite on steroids. It's a little stronger, a little more darker. I mean, a little more bitterer, but it pairs real well with this cheese. I thought a while ago, I said if I had a glass of wine, I'd probably really have fun. But this is really good. But one thing I learned is do the cheese first and then put the beer on it.
All right.
Okay. But I'll give it a 90. I mean, I enjoyed this. Sure did.
Yeah, the German Pilsner.
Yeah.
What it is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So for mine, definitely, the Oktoberfest from Left Hand, fantastic. I mean, that style always kind of has that like light caramel, but like still like a really rich kind of flavor. Like, I mean, it says like, toasted biscuit malt, like, like very like kind of like eating a cookie, like, and then but like the same sweetness that's in that beer is in the cheese. Like it has that same kind of light caramel flavor. So when you eat the cheese first and then you drink the beer, like it just really like stacks right on top. But I did notice like when you do it the other way, it really just tastes like Parmesan because like, that caramely sweetness just kind of cancels out. Like it just tastes like it's residual from the beer. And so it's just like eating Parmesan. So definitely cheese before beer, but fantastic if you do it that way.
Usual preference. Yeah. Cool. All right, man. Sounds great. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you. Awesome. Let's go ahead and move on to Sparkle.
Well, I've been experimenting. Now that this beer has been sitting, I thought I would see if that made a difference. I've gotten spoiled having a beer that's more flavorful. So for me, if someone likes a light beer, this would be good. But the weird thing is, I did the beer before cheese, the cheese before beer while I've been sitting here, and the beer actually tasted soapy.
Mm.
Very strange.
Oh, weird.
And but when I did it afterwards, as this was sitting, um, the beer kind of evened out, and the cheese kind of evened it out, and it was an okay thing. But that soapiness doing it the other way was not pleasant. So I would say it's hard because I'm used to a more flavorful beer. I would probably put this at an 85, the beer. The cheese, definitely a 95. I mean, it's one of my favorites. But this just, this beer knocks that smokiness right out. And so definitely a cheese at 95. So at the combination, maybe high 80s, maybe. It's okay. It's not great. It's okay. I'd rather have the cheese with the wine. I think I heard that before because I'm a wino. But it's all right. It seems like a light beer, and I'm not used to that. So
Cool. All right.
I
Thanks.
tried it. I don't necessarily have to try it again.
Cool. I do like Foster's. I don't mind Foster's. It's not terrible. It's not bad. Cool. All right. Thanks, Sparkle.
Cheers.
All right, cheers. All right. So the beer, I'll just go with the beer first. The Narwhal is on its own a very excellent Imperial American Stout. All the qualities you'd look for. I didn't get any hoppiness or anything like that, but definitely you could tell there was a balance between the sweetness and the hops they put in for the style. It wasn't too much. It wasn't too sweet or cloying. It was very dry in the finish. Like I said, that coffee, that baker's chocolate, very nice. Narwhal is, if you haven't tried Narwhal, please try that because it is delicious. I'm gonna give it. Ooh, I saw a ruby red coming through. That's crazy. I'm gonna give it a 96 out of 100. I'll do 96. It's like the higher A, not quite world class because there's others out there, but definitely a 96. I know that's a high score, but it really is good. The cheese on its own was amazing. Like so good. That subtle, that smoky chipotle pepper, and then the kind of a sweetness to it, a little vegetal, and then you get a little of that, that nice creamy, almost like a balance between salty and milky, and even a sweetness of the cheese, little nuttiness coming through on the Gouda. You could really get this nice little. It just played really well. Really good cheese. I'm going to give it a 97 out of 100.
Nice.
The mix, this is where it kind of goes nutty. Cheese before beer for sure first. That's my preference on this one. And that's usually the preference that most of us like the best. Sometimes beer before cheese works really well too, though, with certain beer styles and different cheese styles. But this one was a cheese before beer likey. I liked it a lot. I liked it because when I took the cheese into my mouth and I got that peppery, heaty things started to pick up, and then that a little, like I was saying, nutty and milky and creamy and salty all in one, and then you put that beer in there and kind of it did smother it a little bit. It was a little too strong. I almost wouldn't mind like maybe a double IPA, a double Westy, something a little more pineier, citrusy, something that would kind of cut through it and work with it better. Where this one kind of empowered the cheese, but it worked. It brought out the chilies more, and that was nice because I kind of needed that. I needed something to lift my sinuses. I'm not sick, but it just felt good. It rose me up. It rused my system. It was awesome. So that was really cool. The beer before the cheese actually worked okay too, but it was I don't know, it didn't charm me as much. So I'm definitely gonna say the mix was probably in the 92, 93 range. As I would have wanted something more westy, more IPA, more hoppier, something that would kind of like dive into it more and kind of let me taste the cheese more. But still not a bad mix. So that is it. Mr. Great Shot. Cheers. All right. Yeah, Narwhal is a great
Hey, Mark.
fair price, $4. So yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get our shout outs going. I'm just gonna go ahead and bring up this panel, mix you guys around. Let me get everyone moved. And so what we do here for Bounty and the guys, this is a time where we just we'll start with Bumpy, Chadeo, then you three, and then Lori. Just go ahead and shout yourself out. Anything coming up, anything you're doing, your channels, whatever your life, whatever you want to do. Cool. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. So,
no. Who goes first? Bumpy?
Bumpy.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
going to Luke.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
let me see here. Let's shout out somebody. Let's shout out Kent Beer Reviews. Craig.
There you go.
He's a good friend. He's across the pond there in England, and does beer reviews, does some live shows once in a while. He also joins up with some of our stuff pretty late for them. I mean, he's, I think, at least, 4 or 5 hours ahead than what the East Coast is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's, if he's hanging out with us and it's, almost midnight here, geez, sun's about to rise there. So, yeah, that's Kent Beer Reviews once again. On my channel, I don't do any live shows as of right now. Don't have any plans on doing any either. If I do, then of course let everybody know. But I'm trying to put out a video or two a week anyways, a beer review. And I'm also doing some frozen pizza reviews. Those are kind of taken off. It's become pretty much my most popular videos. So I just picked up a frozen pizza today. I have one in the fridge too. If I don't just eat it for like a regular dinner, like then I might do a review on that one. I have a Motor City one. It's one of my favorite frozen pizzas. One of the family's favorite frozen pizzas. We all agree that it's pretty darn good frozen pizza. So I got the Motor City, the Supreme in there. But I picked up a Papagino's frozen pizza today, peppers and onions. So try to get that one in. I mean, it's obviously Thanksgiving week right now, so there's going to be a lot of eating happening. So I'm not sure when I'll actually eat that pizza. It's not going to be on Thanksgiving. So, yeah, that's it. Cheers.
Nice. Cheers, Bumpy. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to shout out Ryan's Beer Reviews. He has been killing it with the reviews lately. Seems like every day has a review, maybe 2 reviews a day. So check out Ryan's Beer Reviews if you have not already. Great dude, great reviewer. As for me, see my shirt, WKRP Turkey Drop with Les Nesmond. I reacted to that little scene in WKRP in Cincinnati. It comes out Thursday. I look forward to seeing what you guys think of it. So yeah, cheers.
Awesome. Cheers, man. Cheers, Chadeo.
Cheers.
All
Okay.
right. Now you get. Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we can do that.
I'm going to do a quick shout out after Chadeo made that comment. It's been really fun watching his reaction channel and being a member on that to watch reactions to different singers and whatnot. I mean, he's picked some wonderful ones, and I've enjoyed that a lot. A shout out to Bourbon Bounty, because I'm still learning about bourbons, and Mr. Great Shot. He has a nice channel, and he does some great reviews. So I want to shout out to him. And on my channel, Art by Sparkle, I did a collaboration on Saturday where we were doing things for Christmas, and I did a wooden piece that is almost 4 feet high that's going to go on the front door. So if you want to take a look at that, go on my Art by Sparkle channel, and you'll see how I made it and what it came out to, because it was a lot of work, but it looks very cool.
All right. Excellent. All right. Thank you, Lori. All right, guys. You guys have anything to say?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say, I mean, you know, a lot of people already know I do a Thursday live show. It's a giveaway show. You join, you enter hashtags, you have a chance to get free entries to the quarterly drawing. I give away a 24-note nose kit, 3 sample bourbons marked A, B, and C, a laser engraved whiskey glass, and a virtual private tasting with me, and a couple other prizes. So, and you can tell I've said that a lot. But Mr. Great Shot is co-host there on that show, and he is in the chat here tonight. So we will be going live on Thursday, even though it is Thanksgiving. At least I will. I don't know. I haven't asked Mark if he's going to be there or not. But I will be going live. I don't expect to have the turnout like I normally do. But if anyone needs a place to land, there it is. So that's what I was going to shout out.
Awesome. All right. And you guys are all hanging out, obviously, for Thanksgiving. You guys are all hunkered down in your house, or you guys all hanging out, or what's
man, we've been cooking a lot of food.
Cool.
Oh yeah,
it's just me and my wife. That's it.
We have 2 huge turkeys.
I was just going to thank Mr. Great Shot for helping Jody out. They've got a really good show. And the only other shout out is I'm his daddy. So
awesome.
And I'm his dad.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Generations. I love it. That's cool.
Yeah, we're doing 2 turkeys. Smoking
2
one.
turkeys. Wow.
Yeah, we have a 13-pounder and a 20-pounder. And we're smoking one of them, and all the trimmings, and having enough food for an army. And yeah, so I am in the throes of baking and cooking, and Tom is doing all that too. So
nice.
Cleaning the house and all that good stuff.
I
I might not be there Thursday, Jody.
What's that?
You know what? What do you say, Bumpy?
I said I have to go make the brine after the show ends.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Gotta
Okay.
cool down for the morning so I can get the turkey in there.
Wow.
For sure.
Oh. All right. So, yeah, just me, Beer and Cheese Tuesday, of course, is every Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, my time. I'm over in Oregon. And then got tomorrow's show is at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 mine. It's all spun out. So a couple adjectives get thrown out to the panel. They go and find a beer over the week. They bring it back. They review it. And they don't show their ABV because we guess that ABV as a segment of the show afterwards. It's just for fun. For now, I was giving out a prize, and I will for once I get past a couple things in my life. A few months out, I will start up the prize again. And we'll every month we'll tally up the 4 weeks, and the winner will be announced, and I'll get you a little prize, kind of like Jody here, a little bit of a gift. It's always nice. So Bumpy was our last. Well, Bumpy and Chadeo and Alex actually were the last winners before I had to stall that for a little bit. Had to get a water heater. Things happen. That's the way it goes. But other than that, I've got Eric. I'll just shout out Thomas Middle 75, Massachusetts Beer Reviews. He does Wild Card Wednesdays, and which will probably, if he's there, or Alex is actually his co-host. So either way, we'll do it. But I just brewed a beer for his band, a tribute beer for him, and it was a New England style black IPA, but without the adjuncts of the flaked wheat, flaked oats. It's coming along pretty good. It's different. Let's put it that way. Curing it up, conditioning it. And then this Thursday on Thanksgiving of all time, I'm going to be brewing Sparkle Spear.
Wow.
It'll be a robust porter with toasted coconut. So look for that live. I'm going to try and start around 10 my time, 10 in the morning. So I got to get everything going in the morning tomorrow before the show. And hopefully everything works out. So
Fun.
one more person I'm going to shout. One more person. That would be Stoney from Stoneyard Vineyard. His last one, he brewed a chocolate peanut butter oat stout. Holy God.
Ooh.
That sounds terrific.
Yeah.
He is a bomb ass brewer and a cool dude. So him and his wife. So go check him out. Stoneyard Vineyards. He's also on Facebook. And I don't know if he's in other areas, Instagram or other places, but yeah. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and end the show. Want to thank first of all the chat side. Thank you guys for being here in the community and hanging out with us for this hour, a little over an hour. And then of course I want to thank the panel. You guys rock, guys and gal rock. Cheers to Bumpy Road Brews, Chadeo,
Cheers.
Bourbon Bounty, Blake, and Big Daddy, Big Daddy H, and Lori's Paco Finza.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Cheers, guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
happy Thanksgiving.
So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put this link real quick in if you want to show up for the after party, which is always fun. Come on in. We're going to go ahead and do the last thing. You guys have a good night, day, wherever you're from in this beautiful world, and have some cheese if you'd like, but not after one more sip and one more chew.
Cheers.
Cheers.
One down. Now I got to have some cheese. All
I
right.
still got some left.
All right. All right. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.